TNA has announced a huge partnership that nobody saw coming. Also, some major announcements and some interesting WWE free agency news. Don't forget, we're giving away this championship belt. We're giving it away at 100,000 subscribers. If you guys are interested, click subscribe today. All right, everybody, I want to kick things off talking about Julia. Obviously, a lot of talk about Julia potentially coming to WWE as of late. Dave Meltzer, he's not necessarily raining on everybody's parade, but he is throwing something out there that is quite interesting. He reported in the latest update that she has not made her mind up and that she and the WWE have spoken several times as of late. The two sides have talked enough that there is something to the story, and she has not told those in Japan that she is staying in Japan or leaving to the WWE. Now, keep in mind, she is the current NJPW Strong Women's Champion. She defeated Willow Nightingale. Awesome match. I know they were looking at potentially doing Julia versus Mercedes Moné. Obviously, that's a match that is definitely in question now, and there's a variety of reasons for that. We don't know if Julia is going to go to WWE. We don't know if Mercedes is going to go to AEW or go to WWE. Obviously, the whole thing with Julia is the fact that, I think a lot of people know that she can transition to American wrestling and do a very good job with it. Whether she goes to AEW or WWE or TNA, she's going to flourish regardless. And me personally, I've said it before, I have no problem with her coming to WWE. There's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of excitement that could happen, especially when you look at the women's division on SmackDown currently as it stands. Triple H is trying to change the way that people perceive not only women's wrestling, but he's also trying to change the way fans perceive international stars. So, look, there is a lot of possibility that she comes into WWE and does great things. I know in the past there was reports that we covered, which now seem to not maybe be as accurate, which was that she was going to be at the Performance Center. Me personally, I'm a fan of Julia. I think just having her on weekly television would be good enough for me. So whether that was TNA, WWE, or AEW, I'm just a fan of her. So me personally, I don't really care where she ends up. I think there's potential everywhere, but I do see the highest ceiling being in WWE. And one thing to factor in with TNA, Deonna Purrazzo is set to become a free agent. She might be exploring her options. It doesn't mean that she's leaving TNA, but TNA has a wonderful knockouts division. So maybe Julia going to TNA could even have a really high ceiling when you factor in Deonna Purrazzo leaving, because as it stands, TNA does a very good job with their knockouts division, but Jordynne Grace, Trinity Fatu, and of course, Deonna Purrazzo, they're like the top of that chain. So if one leaves and you have another one, I think that could be really good as well. Interesting stuff to pay attention to, so we will definitely pay attention to it as time goes on. Guys, TNA made a huge announcement last night on Impact. They were doing a collaboration show with AAA. Look at this, guys. Kazuchika Okada is coming back to TNA. He is coming to Las Vegas January 14th at the Palms Casino for the TNA tapings after Hard to Kill. This is so monumental for so many different reasons, and if you guys don't know why, I'm just going to break it down for you very quickly. Okada used to be in TNA a long time ago, and when he was on TNA, they did not see the potential in Okada. They wanted Okada to be, I don't know what the hell they wanted him to be. To be honest with you, it was some of the most garbage booking ever. And this is one of those things where Okada, he genuinely spoke out a lot about having issues with TNA back in the day because of this. Now, obviously, Okada went back to Japan. He became the Rainmaker. He's been this incredible athlete, incredible character. There's a reason why he is the top guy in Japan. And now he's coming back to TNA. Now, you got to remember, TNA has a totally different regime than from the last time he was in TNA. And that was obviously so long ago, but it always stung that Okada was never really... Okada that you see today was not the Okada you saw on TNA back in the day. So look, here's the thing. Scott D'Amore and TNA Impact, they're bringing him in for tapings. It's super exciting. The whole common trend right now is hell has frozen over, right? CM Punk returned home and hell froze over when CM Punk returned to the WWE. Guys, now we're seeing the same thing, but this time it's Okada and TNA. It's just so wonderful to see happen. And, I'm hoping that this makes people think a little bit differently towards TNA. They're bringing in Will Ospreay for the tapings. Now they're bringing in Okada. They have a really awesome relationship with New Japan, and they have a really awesome relationship with AAA. And, after watching the show in Mexico, when I see TNA doing stuff like this, it's exciting because we've been watching Impact. We saw the ups, we saw the downs, and for the last few years, they've kind of been on the up and up. It's a slow increase. It takes time, but now they're bringing in Okada, and that's just like, it doesn't get better than that, dude. Like, this company's working their ass off to make things happen, and here they are. They're making something massive happen. And the best part about this, by the way, is the fact that Okada and Will Ospreay are just two massive names that are going into TNA for the tapings. But, that's not all. You got to remember, WWE people that were released will now be cleared to go elsewhere. And I just have a feeling TNA is cooking up something quite beautifully. So we're definitely going to pay attention to that. But it would be very foolish if we didn't announce or share this announcement. TNA Plus has been announced. However, what nobody saw coming was this. TNA Wrestling partners with Endeavor Streaming to distribute its on-demand subscription service, TNA Plus, which begins January 5th. As part of a multi-year deal, Endeavor Streaming will power the new TNA Plus app to deliver an enhanced user experience to all fans across the top streaming platforms, as well as mobile and connected devices. The partnership combines TNA's expertise with Endeavor Streaming unparalleled knowledge in delivering innovative direct-to-consumer offerings, marketing tools, analytics, and predictive modeling. TNA Plus will leverage Endeavor's experience working with the world's biggest sports organization to scale TNA's business operations. Furthermore, we'll just keep it moving. TNA Plus will be available at TNAWrestling.com, iOS, tvOS, Android mobile, and Android TV, Fire TV, and all of this other stuff. But here's where things get really interesting. Subscribers will have the choice of a special attraction membership tier that features access to the full TNA Impact Wrestling library, all TNA Plus special pay-per-view programming. Also, there's going to be a $95.99 tier. So if you pay for the year, you can get all of the pay-per-views, and you can get all of the special events, and you can get the entire library. So this is massive. This is massive, 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 massive. But the two things I really want to talk about here, there's something that was interesting to me. It says that they can experience and stream the company's flagship weekly TV show and tune into exciting pay-per-view events, full archive, get exclusive original content, and wrestler-created series, and even have the chance to interact with some of the TNA top stars. Now, I did reach out to Impact Wrestling, TNA, for clarification as to whether or not the live show, the TV show, would be live on the television app as well, because we know that it's on Access TV. We know that you can also watch it on the YouTube Insider program. I asked for clarification. At this time, I have not heard back. So once I do hear back, I will give you guys an update. But TNA Plus, partnering with WWE's parent company, Endeavor is the parent company for Endeavor Streaming. Endeavor Streaming has worked with everybody, bro. They literally have worked with WWE, right? The WWE network and stuff like that. They've worked with the NBA, UEFA, NHL, all these other companies. It's pretty big. That's a start. They snagged a really good partnership. The company that owns WWE and the company that owns, which is the company that owns the streaming platform, is now working with TNA. Hell has frozen over. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, we're giving away this championship belt at 100,000 subscribers. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.